Welcome to the January edition of the Chamber Corner. Well, we got a good program for you today, and I hope you enjoy it. We've got Mr. Mike Vallis with Mid-South Auto Center is going to be here, and he's going to be talking about his new business that he's opening up over on Highway 25. We won't steal his thunder. We're looking for Cliffa Norris with the Smith County Clerk's Office to tell us a little bit about her job. Miss Lolly. Laura Allman, everybody knows her as Lolly, her cafe. She and maybe a guest are going to be here. Of course, we're going to have the folks from UT Extension come in and tell us about what's going on with them. And the Smith County Drug Prevention Coalition is going to be here to talk about this. We got a couple of events coming up. We're going to be talking about the Cornhole Tournament that's going to be happening January the 28th. Our Rotary Club's putting that on over at the Ag Center. And then we also have a sock hop that the Smith County Events Committee is putting on toward the end of February, and we'll be telling you more about that. I wanted to take this time to just say something about a gentleman that is a real friend of mine, and he's going to be missed greatly, is Mr. Bill Reese. He operated in the school system here for years, and so many people know him. And he has been operating the Smith County Arts Theater at the old courthouse. That's what he called it, the old courthouse theater. And he's been doing that for several years. I had the privilege of being in a few shows with him. A lot of folks out there that are watching, maybe now, you've been in some of the shows with him. And he was a wonderful guy. And we just wanted to dedicate this program to him and to his memory, Mr. Bill Reese. Man we're all going to miss, and a man that we, well, appreciate everything that he's done. And now we'd like to take you to the latest installment of In the Wild with Mr. Gabe Harville.
Hello everybody, I'm Gabe Harville. Birds never cease to amaze me, but there is one bird in particular that I very much enjoy viewing, and that is the wood duck. In this episode, I'll be talking about the wood duck, their habitats, and their characteristics. Wood ducks are found across the eastern United States and along the Pacific coast, with small populations inland. They make lakes, streams, and freshwater marshes with adjacent forest land their home. Though the wood duck is the most common nesting duck in Tennessee, it wasn't always this way. They were nearly hunted to extinction in the late 19th and early 20th centuries. But thanks to management programs and putting up nest boxes for wood ducks, their populations have rebounded exponentially, and there are now over 1 million wood ducks in the United States and North America as a whole. Wood ducks eat seeds, corn, invertebrates, those are animals without backbones, and acorns. Wood ducks love to dine on white oak acorns and red oak acorns. The male wood duck is unmistakable to any other waterfowl species, with a green and white head, red eyes and a red bill, black back, pale golden sides, and a reddish chest. The female wood duck is much drabber looking, with only a white patch around their eye, but with a crest and the same overall body shape. Last year I witnessed a male and female wood duck looking out for holes and cavities in trees on that tree right there. And that brings me to the next subject I'll be talking about in this video, the wood duck life cycle. Male and female wood ducks will begin looking for nest holes and boxes such as this one in mid-February. After they find one that is suitable, the female will line the hole with shavings and downy feathers, as you can see I've already done in this nest box, and she will lay 10 to 15 eggs and incubate them over 28 to 37 days. After the eggs hatch, they will stay in the nest for about 2 days, and then they will fledge or come out of the nest. The female will fly down to the ground and call up to the young, and the young will climb right out of the hole and just plummet straight down, where they'll bounce back up unharmed. It's quite amazing to watch, actually. After that, they'll follow her to water and just keep with her until they can survive on their own. I've got some fun facts about wood ducks before we end the video. Wood ducks seem to prefer sycamore or beech trees to make their homes in. They'll even use old pileated woodpecker holes. Another fun fact about nesting, female wood ducks, if cavities or nest boxes are scarce, will become nest parasites, meaning they'll lay their eggs in another wood duck's nest. These nests can sometimes contain up to 40 eggs. Now that's a lot of eggs for one hen to raise. I hope this new year finds you well, and I hope you've learned something today about the beautiful wood duck. Until next time, I'm Gabe Harville, and I hope to see you in the wild. The male wood duck is unmistakable to any other species, with red and green crest. That's not right. Birds never shoot. Though the wood duck is the most common nesting duck in Tennessee, it wasn't always this way. They were nearly hunted to extinction in the early 19th and
We're real pleased to have a guest with us here today, and Mike, I'm going to go ahead and ask you to just go ahead and introduce yourself and tell them who you're with.
My name is Mike Vallis. I purchased Donahoe's muffler in December. Basically, you guys saw it in January 2022, and we just had the pleasure of being in the community for a while, kind of on the backside, and Jane and Mike Shoulders were nice enough to let us buy their building and take over Shoulders Motor since Mike has decided to retire. So that's who I'm with. We're Donahoe's and Shoulders, which now if you've driven by, you've seen the sign that says Mid-South Auto Center, and that's the new encompassing of both.
Putting both of those together.
Putting both together. We're still keeping the rental cars, still bringing cars on for sale. That's a new thing. Couple hoops to jump through to get the dealer license, all that, but that's done. So we'll start seeing some cars.
So you're going to sell new cars?
Used cars.
Used cars? Okay.
Just like Mike and Jane did in the past. The only thing that's really going to be different there is no more U-Haul.
Mm-hmm.
So that's going to be the big one that if anybody really used it in the community, we're going to have a few vehicles, trailers to rent. If it's a local need, we'll do that. Probably a car hauler for certain people if they need it. But as far as the building goes, you'll see hopefully in the next few months, we're going to start construction, adding I think we're settled on 60 by 40 facility there, and we're going to add that much space to incorporate all the mechanics we have at Donahoe's and bring them all into one location.
Okay, so you'll be able to do alignment, most mechanical work, and of course, if you're going to be selling used cars, you'll be working on those cars as well.
Absolutely. And if nobody knew, we're pretty much, I believe, the only new tire dealer in Smith County. About 5-6 months ago, we signed on with Tire Pros. They're a national brand. They sell just about any tire. Their parent company is ATD, which most people don't care for to know who that is, but that's where the tires come from. They have a base in Nashville, and they ship tires out to us twice a day. So that was a big thing for us to bring tires, because used tire sales are great and fine and dandy, but if you need a tire and you got to go all the way to Lebanon or Cookeville, that's a long way to go. So we decided that we're just going to add that to our list of things we do.
Okay, so you're going to be pretty well complete. All right, let me give you a scenario. I've got a whatever car, and I go to the dealer, and it's got a muffler bearing broke in it. Okay, we know there's no such thing, right? And so they tell me, well, it's 10 weeks before we can get your muffler bearing in, and so they decide they don't want to wait that long. They can come to you, no matter what brand it is. You should be able to find, if there was such thing as a muffler bearing, you should be able to find them that and install it for them. Is that correct?
We will do our best. We have a muffler bearing supplier in Sacramento
Okay.
that we ship stuff from California here, which most of you people know. No, just kidding. We do our best to get everything done. I've actually recently picked up parts in Nashville and brought them here on my way in the morning if somebody needs it, like their car that day. We do our best. You know, our employees know that if we have an urgent need, my brother or I, Nick, who if you've been to Donahoe's, you've seen him in there, we'll run. We'll go get your stuff and try and get you out today. We got to go to Nashville. We got to go to Cookeville. It doesn't matter. We're going to do what we can to get your car done as fast as can.
Yeah, well, and I know Mike was in the community all of his life, and they did a really good job if you needed something worked on out there. And so I guess the point I'm making is you'll work on people's cars if they bring them by.
Absolutely. That's our goal. That's I have about 25 years in the automotive business prior to coming to Carthage. My brother has about the same. He started as a parts driver at a GMC, Buick Pontiac GMC dealer, and I started at it was Craig and Auto, Craig and Checker Shucks. Now it's O'Reilly, way back when I was 18, right out of high school.
So you know parts then.
We know them both, yeah.
Yeah, well, that's a good thing to know is you guys are going to be there, and of course you're invested in staying in the community, so that's another good thing. Yeah. I know Jerome sold you that, been 6 months ago or a year ago?
Well, there's a little interim there. There's a gentleman named Dakota Pittman. He owned it for about 3 years.
Oh, I
and
see.
Jerome was still heavily involved, which is great because Jerome has a wonderful reputation here in the
He
community.
does.
And Dakota, I think, was getting to the point where he wanted to be a car dealer and decided that he was going to move back to Georgia. His dad was there and family's there. So Dakota put the business up for sale, and I found it on the internet. And we talked a few times and liked Dakota a lot. Great kid. Younger, very ambitious person, and came down and made a deal and took it over.
Well, we're glad you're in the community and appreciate you being a chamber member. What number do they call if they want to get you guys to service their car or work on their car?
You can call the Mid-South Auto Center. It's
735-13 or 1530.
1530.
Yeah.
Yep. And the Donahoe's number still works. When we get all combined, we're just going to keep both the phone numbers.
That's a good
and
idea.
It'll all go in the same spot.
Okay. And of course, everybody knows, I think they do, but you might want to, you're on Highway 25 there, and I don't know the address. Do you?
122 Dixon Springs.
122 Dixon
Yep.
Springs Highway.
Yep. And Donahoe's is still there. It'll be there, I believe, at least till the end of the year. On Moss Street there, 131 Moss.
Yeah, behind
McDonald's.
Kind of behind McDonald's.
Yep. So once it all combines, should be a big sign out in front and nice, pretty building and all that stuff. So.
Well, we're pleased, and it's wonderful to have a business come in like yours. And I know you're putting two businesses together, but I think it's going to be a marriage made in heaven. I believe it's going to be a really good thing, and we're glad to have you here.
Thank you so much. We're going to try our best.
All right. Well, if you guys need anything done, you call Mike. He'll fix you up. Thanks, Mike.
Thank you.
Well, Suzanne, I think everybody knows who you are, but go ahead and explain who you are and who you're with.
Okay, I'm Suzanne Angel, and I'm a registered nurse, and I'm one of the regional overdose prevention specialists for the Upper Cumberland, and I work out of the Smith County Drug Prevention Coalition, but I serve all 13 counties in the Upper Cumberland, and basically I do a lot of things, but my primary job is to educate people on how to recognize signs and symptoms of opioid overdose, including the synthetic opioid fentanyl, and how to administer emergency medication called naloxone. A lot of people know it by Narcan.
Okay, now I've been watching the TV, and I've heard them say on the TV that there's a stronger version of Narcan that maybe they inject, but this still works and it's still effective. and you might want to go through, you might have to administer it more than once maybe.
That's true, and at our office we actually have an updated type of naloxone. What Narcan is a 4 milligram prepackaged prefilled nasal spray, and we also have an 8 milligram prepackaged prefilled nasal spray called Cloxado. But I can also teach people how to administer intramuscular injections and different types of naloxone. It all works, but of course with the potent fentanyl and carfentanil that's getting in the illicit drug supply, it is taking more and more naloxone. So we're hoping with the 8 milligram, which is double the strength, that people will be revived and start breathing sooner, quicker, even before EMS arrives. That gives people a better outcome.
Well, and that's a good thing for people to know, that they can actually use the nasal spray and it still be just as effective.
Yes.
And there are occasions where you might have to use it more than once.
That's
But basically what this is you're saving a life, and it's a very necessary thing. Now, you guys will do training with anyone, right?
Yes. Yes, and it's not just for individuals or people who are at risk for overdose. We do trainings for industry, businesses, organizations, churches, schools, civic clubs, anyone, family members that have concerns. I know a lot of parents have asked for training just because of the news. They really don't have anyone in their family that has substance use, but they've just been concerned about accidental fentanyl exposure, what to see is people going on vacation, going to concerts, music festivals, things like that. They want to be prepared, because how someone dies of an opioid overdose is they stop breathing. So that means time is really critical. You've got 3 minutes till you can start to have brain damage, and in 5 to 6 minutes you could have death. So even though we have excellent EMS and most of our law enforcement carry naloxone, the odds of them getting to someone in less than 3 minutes is really slim. Right. So it's important for people at risk to carry naloxone. They can't give it to themselves. I think that's important for people to know. They're going to be unconscious, but you can use their naloxone if you know how to use this on them and save their life. So there's things that we can do in our office. Definitely we can help with referrals to treatment, recovery support services, prevention, which is primarily what the Smith County Drug Prevention Coalition does in the office, is primary prevention here in Smith County. But what Justin and I do is regional overdose prevention specialists is harm reduction. And we meet people right where they are. And we could train people in the community that have no risk factors for overdose. So definitely we encourage everyone to know. The Surgeon General encourages that. You can definitely save a life. It's not just people with substance use disorder that die of opioid overdose. It's first-time drug users, people who've been poisoned. They think they're getting one pill off the street or from a friend, and it's something else. It's been slipped to them. Chronic pain patients can accidentally mix up their pain medication. They don't have addiction. They are just someone that's dealing with a medical condition and accidentally mix up their medication. So it's really important for people that are prescribed opioids to know about naloxone, and also anyone who uses anything sold off the street or misuses their own prescription medications.
Okay, and one thing I know you've pointed out this many times, if someone is unconscious and you administer Narcan or naloxone to them, if they're not on opioids, it won't do anything to harm them.
No,
but
that's important to know.
It will save their life.
Yes, if it's opioids, it will start to work if there's any circulation at all, even effective compression CPR. But if it's not an opioid overdose, say someone had a heart attack or a stroke, or they overdosed on sleeping pills that aren't opioids, or it's alcohol poisoning, it won't help the person, but you won't hurt them. And it's really important for people to know. I know people worry about any kind of legal repercussions. Tennessee has a strong naloxone Good Samaritan law. Anyone who administers this safe medication is immune from any civil liability. This is not drug paraphernalia. You can't get high on naloxone. What it actually does is knock the opioids off the pain receptors temporarily. So we always need to call 911. This is just a first step in an emergency management of an opioid overdose. Whether it's intentional, unintentional, accidental, it all will work the same. But it is important to always call 911.
Okay, well, thank you very much, folks. If you will get this training, I'm going to ask Suzanne to tell you how to get in contact with her here in a second. But if you'll get this training, you might save a life. You never know when you're going to run into someone that would need this. Suzanne, tell them how to get in touch with you.
They can get in touch with us several ways. They can always call the Smith County Drug Prevention Coalition, and we have a Facebook page and a website, and that number is 615 588-1622, or you can follow Justin and I. We have a Facebook page called 10, like Tennessee, 10 Save a Life, Region 3 North, and they can message us. And if you come to the office, they'll give you Justin and I's personal cell phone, and you can text us. If you're calling, you don't even have to give us your name. We'll meet you in a public place. This training takes less than 10 minutes, and I promise you'll be met with respect. It's a judgment-free zone. We're just here to help people, and it's going to be a safe place. And I don't think anybody will feel self-conscious, and we can get you this training. And it does save lives. It definitely does.
It does. Well, Suzanne, thank you for coming by.
Thank you for letting us be here.
Well, we're still here at the spot, and we got a real treat for you. I'm really happy to have these folks here. I get a lot of good food at this place. It's called Lolly's Restaurant. Now, that's not your name, is it?
No, my name is Laura Allman. Yeah. I'm the owner of Lolly's Cafe, along with these two that are joining me.
All right, well, guys, go ahead and introduce yourself. Tell them who you are.
I'm Sherry Lineburner.
I'm John Lineburner.
All right, and I've known John a long time, and I think I've known Sherry a while, too. Now, Sherry, I think we need to say thank you for your service, because aren't you in the military?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I was thinking you were. Are you still active in the National Guard?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Well, we really appreciate your service, and that was one of the reasons I wanted you to come on the show, because we really appreciate our veterans and people that are serving our country. Really do appreciate that. And John, I've known him from Lancaster, folks. John's been around a while now. What do you do down at Lolly's?
Well, I help out, donate my time, do what I can. Now I'm the new boss.
You're the new boss. You tell Lolly what to do. I doubt that very seriously. But anyway, what I wanted to tell you about Lolly's Cafe, it's, well, tell them your address.
It's 211 Colonial Street, Carthage, Tennessee.
Oh.
We do breakfast 7 to 10:30. We do lunch Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, meat, and 3. On Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, we do barbecue.
Okay, and you're open till 2 o'clock every day?
We're open to 2 o'clock, except on Saturday, and we're open to 6.
Okay, so if you want a good meal, you can go there, and I can attest one thing: they have great breakfast, and if you want a good sit-down breakfast, it's probably about the only place you can get it now. Mm-hmm. So we're really proud to have these guys in town. I don't know any other special thing to go other than I've noticed Junior Nesbitt hangs around there a lot, and it's good that you keep him fed.
We try to.
Yeah, well, that's a good thing. All right, well, guys, thanks for coming. And if you want to give your phone number out, because I know you do takeout, and I also know you do catering.
All right. Our phone number is 615-281-8169.
All right, well, guys, thanks for coming down. And folks, if you want a good place to eat, go to Lolly's. And if you don't know how to get there, just holler at us. We'll get them there, right?
All right, you can find us on Google, too. And thank y'all for having us.
We are privileged to have a lady here. I don't know for sure how long we've known each other, but I was on county court for 24 years. I think you were clerk for quite a portion of that.
2010.
2010,
But
okay.
I worked there 10 years before that.
Yeah,
So
and hold that up close there.
10 years before that, I worked in the clerk's office before I ran. So
Yeah, well, I remember seeing you at the county court for many years, so you've got a lot of experience. Maybe there might be, I doubt it, but there might be somebody that doesn't know who you are. So introduce yourself, tell them who you're with.
okay, my name's Clifton Norris. I'm sorry, I've got laryngitis or something, can't hardly talk. But I'm the county clerk, and I've been in that office altogether 20-something years. I ran for it the first time in 2010 after my father-in-law, Jimmy Norris, retired. And I've been the clerk ever since 2010, and it's a busy office.
Well, you guys do a lot of things up there. Number one, the biggest thing people do is they get their tags, right?
Right, renew your tags.
Okay, and then you do titles?
When they buy new cars or use new cars, whatever. We call a lot of new cars, used cars, new cars.
Yeah, exactly. And then business license, you do
Business
that?
license.
And
Marriage license.
And then what else am I missing? I know you're the circuit or county court clerk, so you actually
We take
the minutes and
the minutes for the court, and then we have to record all that, type them up and keep them recorded and all that. And see, I think that's pretty much about it.
And I know every time I walk in there, it's busy.
Yes.
You've got 3 other young ladies. Well, actually, you've got
I have four full-time and one part-time.
Right, and when I go in there, there's somebody sitting in front of a desk doing some kind of transaction just about
Very
every
rarely
time.
you come in my office and there's not somebody in there, but you know, it happens sometimes, but we stay really busy.
Well, what's the biggest, what's the question that you get asked the most from the general public? Is it about tags or titles or what comes into
A
mind?
lot of the questions are like how much taxes would be on a certain amount. Business license are really probably about 2 years ago, the state decided to take the business license over. Used to, when you had a business, you come in, tell us how much you'd made. We would type it in the computer and it would tell you what you owed. You'd owe the money, pay the money at the end of the story. But now the states took it over, and it's been really agitating for a lot of the people that owns businesses and for us too, because it takes so long for it to get from here to there and the information to get stored in. But it's worked out. It's getting a little better now after 2 years.
Okay.
Dealing with it.
So business taxes, they still pay them at your place though,
No,
right?
no.
They pay them with the
The only
state.
thing you do in the office now is pay to open that business. After you open it, everything is done through what they call 10-tap through the state. You have to pay that.
And a lot of things have went online, and
Yes, that's what it is.
Even your tags and things like that, you print them. It's on a state database or something like that.
And it goes straight into the state.
Okay, well, if there's any advice that you would give somebody that's coming into your office, well, first off, tell them how to call you and tell them where you're located.
Okay, we're located in we call it the Turner Building on Upper Ferry Road.
Yeah, well, you're off of Upper Ferry there, but Spring
Street.
Spring
Yeah,
Street, yeah. And Turner Circle.
Yeah, Turner High Circle. And when you go on Turner High Circle, you go up the hill, come in the very front door. We're the first office on the left, right there as you walk in the door. So
Okay, and the phone number?
our phone number is 615-735-9833.
Okay.
And we have it listed by names, but anybody in there can help you with most anything. We all do it all. You know, no one particular person does one job.
Well, I know I did something that's very unusual for me. I bought a used car in Virginia and went and got it. And of course, you guys had to help me get through that process. And we get down there. And of course, Virginia has some different situations than they have down
it's
here.
different. Every state's different.
And I think it was Mary.
At that time.
I sat down and she helped me, and it was as smooth as it could be. No problems at all.
So we have a lot of that. We have a lot of people moving here from a different state, and maybe they don't issue titles on their vehicles. So we have to have something printed off stating that state doesn't have titles on that, because we have to have a reason why we don't have the title to turn back in. But we have a lot of that, deal with a lot of that. So.
Well, I know you guys stay busy, and you got a bunch of good folks in there.
I got a great crew.
Yeah, Amanda's been known to sing. I don't know if her and Felicia, they might form a quartet.
They don't sing too much in the office, no. Not often, they don't, no.
Yeah, but it's very pleasant, and it's one of those county offices you go into and people care about you. So if you need anything done, give them that phone number one more time.
615-735-9833. And we'll be glad to help you anytime.
Clifford, thank you for coming by.
Thank you.
Okay, we are honored to have Mr. Zary here with us. And Zary, I want you to introduce yourself and tell them who you're representing right now.
Yeah, I'm Zary Sheely. I'm a member of the Carthage Rotary Club.
Okay, and Zary has got something he wants to tell us about. We've got something that it's the inaugural event. We've never done one of these before. Rotary Club is stepping out on new ground here. What's going on January the 28th?
Well, this will be our first Caney Fork Cornhole Tournament. We do things from time to time to try to have fundraisers to help our community and projects. Our club is about trying to be a benefit and a blessing to those in our community. And we discovered cornhole, how popular it is. And so we put it before the club, and the club seemed interested. And so we got with our mayor. He's provided us a building to use at the Ag Center on January 28th, as Bill said. And we're going to begin at 9:30 in the morning with registration. There'll be some pre-practice if folks want to come just a little bit early. We'll begin at 10 and we'll go to 3:30. At that time, we'll award the cash prizes to the 3 levels that we're going to have. Level 1 will pay a $500 winner's fee. Level 2 will be $300, and Level 3 will be $150. Levels 1 and 2 are for the more accomplished players. Level 3 is for the walk-ins that just want to have a good time and help donate to the projects in our community. We'll have cash prizes and gift prizes on the hour that'll be called by ticket. Mr. Bill is going to be our MC. He's going to sit up front and announce these things for us and help us keep it going. And we hope to have a great turnout. We've notified people all through Middle Tennessee, several of the Rotary clubs and other people. We've tried to put it on Facebook and in windows and stores of our sponsors. We're grateful to say that many sponsors in our community are assisting us with this, and we're looking for a great turnout that day. We will have some food vendors. There'll be some barbecue and sandwiches and hot dogs and kettle corn and many other things that are lined up. And so if you come, we'd certainly appreciate your participation.
Okay, and if you've got any questions about that, you can call us at the Chamber of Commerce, 615-735-2093, and we'll be happy to answer those questions. Of course, there's posters up, and we've got it posted on Facebook for the Rotary page and the Smith County Chamber page. So, Zary, what time does it start on the 28th on Saturday, and what time? Well, you may not know when it's going to end, but projected end.
Well, our projected end will be 3:30. We'll have registration beginning at 9 o'clock, 9 to 9:15, and we'll begin at 10 o'clock. As I said, there'll be some practice time between 9 and 10 for folks that want to practice. But at 10, all practice ceases, the tournament starts, and we're going to close the tournament at 3:30. And we'll have the winners identified at that time. Mr. Bill will announce those from the podium up there, and then we'll be awarding those cash prizes to the folks that win. We're looking for many folks to come. We've had some return calls about it, and we're excited. This is our first one, as he said. This is kind of the mothership starting out, and we're hoping they'll be successful enough that people will enjoy it, and we can make this a yearly event.
Okay, well, if you're a cornhole shark, you need to show up because you can win some money.
Yes, sir.
All right, well, Zary, thanks for coming by.
Yes, sir. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Barbara KANNAPEL, as many of you know, and I work with Youth and Family Resource Center, and it is a place that the kids call The Spot. And The Spot has been around really for about 20 years, but we've been in this location for about 10 or 11 years. And we are a resource center for youth. We do lots of things with young people in the community. We serve middle schoolers and high schoolers in different positive youth development activities. At The Spot, we are open after school Monday through Thursday. And Monday is open to high school boys, and they can come and have a meal and play games. We have a pool table, we have air hockey, we have some video games, and a lot of times we go to one of the church gyms and play sports or basketball, or sometimes we're outside playing basketball, but just a good, safe, supervised place for kids to come and have fun, get some instruction about life skills, and then hang out with their friends in a supervised place. And then Tuesdays is high school girls come, and we do art, and we do music, and we do life skills. We also provide a meal for them. Everything, all of the activities at The Spot are free, and we're supported by the community. And then on Wednesdays, and that's today, we're about to have a lot of middle schoolers rolling in here. So middle schoolers come to The Spot after school, and sometimes we can provide transportation for them if need be. But again, just a place for them to learn and grow. We just want to remind them that it's okay to be themselves, that they're special and they're unique, and we want to help them learn about themselves and how they can fit in the world, and how they can build healthy relationships with other people. So we do lots of fun things. And then on Thursdays, we do have a group of students that come from juvenile court, and if they've had some problems, then we want to help them with education and skills to get back on track. So that's an 8-week class that we do. We just want to be a service to families and youth in the community. We also teach our Real Essentials curriculum that is funded by the Department of Health. We teach that in all of the schools here in Smith County and have done that over the years for many years. We are a nonprofit organization. We are 501c3. Something else that we offer to the community, we do this in homeschool groups as well as here at the Spot. We give free music lessons. We can often provide an instrument for them, and we're actually doing this broadcast in the music room at the Spot. So over the years, my husband, who's a musician, has taught lots of students to play guitar, keyboard, ukulele, and we have a lot of fun doing that. We also do some art classes, hoping to find the gifts that kids have and kind of direct them in the way that they should go. So if you'd like more information about the Spot, you can contact us here. My number is 615-489-5900. The Spot in Carthage is also on Facebook. But again, we are located in Carthage, but open to all middle and high school students in Smith County. And just find us and come and get some more information. We'd love to give you more information about what we do here.
You know, there's a lot of times in your life that you, because of work situations, you make friends, and I believe I've got a friend here in Mr. Chris Hicks, and he and I have went back and forth together.
Sure.
I'll never forget my first show with you. You were explaining about hay.
Yeah.
You remember that?
Yeah.
Yeah,
yeah.
that was.
Do you remember what I taught you?
Yeah, no.
Okay, well, you can't win them all.
You know, well, hey, you got to realize that's been several years
Sure,
back. You
sure.
know. But I know cows eat hay. But
That's true.
But I learned that before I knew you.
I would hope so.
Yeah. So anyway, Chris, what's going on with UT Extension? Well, tell them who you are first.
So
Nobody knows who you are.
No. Chris Hicks, UT Extension. I'm the county director and extension agent, the agriculture agent in Smith County.
Okay. Well, what's going on at UT Extension?
Well, so we've got a lot of programs going on. 4-H wise, Katie couldn't be with us today, so she's kicking up archery practice, which is a really neat contest. I'm excited about that because my daughter's in 4th grade this year, so she's eligible to compete in archery, and I think she'll really enjoy that, shooting the bow and arrow and stuff. So if you have a 4th through 12th grader and they're not involved in archery, but they might want to be, just have them come by the office and talk to Katie. That's a neat contest, and it teaches those kids life skills like responsibility, firearm safety, listening, paying attention, and plus those little fine motor skills that they actually learn shooting bows and arrows.
Oh, yeah.
They may want to go hunting sometime.
Well, it's a wonderful program.
Yeah.
Recently, I got to judge a speech contest, and one thing that I expected there to be one that overshadowed all of them, and then the others, be in this group down here. That wasn't the case. Every child that spoke was eloquent, and they knew their speech. They knew everything that was going on. Katie's doing a good job with those kids.
It's amazing.
And we've got some amazing kids in this county.
It gives you hope for the future, doesn't it? I mean, just to think, and honestly, without 4-H, when would they have that opportunity to give that first speech? It might be high school, it might be college, I mean, for all I know. But 4th graders getting up there and giving a speech, they wouldn't do it. They wouldn't have that opportunity necessarily without 4-H. So I think it's awesome.
Yeah, and like I said, the competence of each and every one of them was amazing. And the archery, like you say, is the same way.
Yeah.
Okay, well, what else do we need to talk about?
So some personal news I'll share is I've actually taken a new position with UT Extension. So I'm going to be the Central Region Director, which I'm excited about, but also bittersweet for me having to leave you.
I know.
For one,
but
also a lot of farmers, and I've been here since 2014. I've been here my whole life. I was born and raised here, and I'm gonna stay here, Lord willing. As far as living here, just have a different commute every day, and so I'll still be involved with county activities and events. So you're not gonna get rid of me by any means, but working in a different role. And I got to tell you, I've learned a lot, probably more. Don't tell the dean this, but I've probably learned more from the farmers than they've learned from me. And it's been an honor to serve them, to be their agent, and I've learned something every day. I hope I've helped some of them along the way and maybe made them some more money, teaching them a new skill or just solving a problem that they had, whether it was a weed or a bug or just some kind of issue. I hope I've helped them in some way because they've certainly helped me, and I look forward to hiring somebody else who will be even better than me at serving our farmers, because that's what we're here for.
At the risk of saying something nice to you, I don't know if we'll get anybody better.
Well, I appreciate that.
I appreciate the job that you've
Sure.
done here. Now you're moving to a regional level, so
Sure.
will you still be involved a little bit in this region, or are you totally out of this region?
No, so we'll still be in what we call the central region. So the central region is 31 counties, and Smith County is certainly one of those. So it's basically all the Middle Tennessee counties, kind of from Putnam and White on the eastern side over to the western side of Cheatham and Davidson, sort of that strip in the middle Tennessee. So I'll still be here and maybe come and hang out with you sometime.
Okay, so if I have a weed emergency, I can call you in.
Yeah, I would rather you call the new agent, but if the new agent can't identify it, they'll call me. And
Okay,
we'll get
should
it
I
fixed
test
for
him
you.
like I did you?
Well, I mean, we don't want to run them off. Give them 6 months before. Let's get them through that 6-month probationary period before
Folks,
you try to run them off.
I don't know if this will be funny to you, but he said he could identify weeds, and so I picked one out of the field there. I put it on the dash of the truck, rode it around for about 6 months, shook everything off of it, brought it in, and said, "What is it?" And he told me. So
I told you
pretty
something,
impressed.
whether it was right or not, I don't know. Maybe
Well,
you'll never know
I
because
didn't
you
know
don't
any
know, but you
difference,
don't
so-
remember what it was.
Yeah.
But yeah, we try to do the best we can and hopefully teach some folks along the way. Certainly have a good time along the way too.
Yeah, well, that's true. It's been a good 4 or 5 years.
It's been since 2014, so
14.
going about 8 years.
Yeah.
Time gets away from you,
Well,
doesn't
it
it?
sure does. I've been doing this 10 years, and I didn't
Yeah,
realize
time
it till
gets
the other
away.
day.
But I appreciate you having us every month on the Chamber Corner as part of the deal here, and hopefully people get something out of it.
Well, and I think the viewers will agree with me. You guys have stuff that is informative, and they need to know about
Sure.
it, especially the seminars and
Yeah.
the things that you guys put on. I believe we reach people and give them something that they can use, and that's the purpose for this show.
Sure.
DTC allows us to do this, and we want to be able to present something that speaks to the local people.
Yeah.
And I think you guys do very well at that.
Well, I appreciate
so
that.
thank you. And Chris, we're going to miss you. And thank
Well,
you for
thank
being
you.
here.
I appreciate that. Thank you for having me.
Okay, we're honored to have Mary here with us with UT Extension. Mary, I know you got a lot going on. For those folks that may not know who you are, tell them who you are and who you're with.
I am Mary Draper. I'm the Family and Consumer Science Extension Agent for Smith County.
Okay, and Mary, what is going on? I'm sure there's, are you starting out with FCE or has it got something else going on?
Well, our FCE is starting off with a bang. We're planning our chocolate extravaganza for Valentine's Day again, February the 14th, which will be on a Tuesday. We'll give more information about that later. But also with the new year comes a lot of New Year's resolutions, and some of those might be around fitness or weight loss. And so we are starting Walk with Ease at Smith County Senior Center at the end of January. So that might be a time that some might fall off the boat a little bit or not stick with their resolutions. So we want to make sure that people stick with their resolutions. We're starting on Tuesday. I believe it is January the 24th, and we'll walk that day as well as Thursday and Friday each week for 6 weeks. So Walk with Ease is a program that we talk about walking, and some people might, for the fitness aspect, think that you just jump into walking. But we'll actually talk about strategies to help make walking safe, and we'll do our warm-ups and cool-downs and a whole program and work our way up through the 6 weeks.
Okay, and that's a new program, isn't it? Or is it one you've done before?
We have done it before. It's been about a year, so we're excited to hold it again, and we hope everybody can join us. Again, it's at Smith County Senior Center. If you're interested in signing up, you can give us a call at the Extension office, 615-735-2900, and it's completely free to do.
Okay, now I may be off kilter here. You offer Tai Chi courses too. Is that at a different time in the year, or are you still doing those?
Yes, so we will offer Tai Chi in the year. It'll be a little bit later, but if you're interested in that, we encourage you to give us a call, and we keep a list to know when that time comes. We'll give you a call to let you know the schedule. We also do other exercise programs throughout the year, such as Walk Across Tennessee. So we really encourage all the businesses to get involved with that. It's a team of 8, and we don't actually walk across Tennessee, but it's a virtual program, so your teams kind of can walk together, but they don't have to. You can walk on your own or bike. Any type of exercise counts. And we walk the distance across Tennessee, which is about 500 miles. But some teams are really competitive and they walk a few times across Tennessee. But that's always a fun time, and we have prizes. And we encourage anybody that's interested in that to call the extension office as well.
Okay. All right, well, Mary, thank you very much. Is there anything we've missed that you've got going on?
I think that's it for right now. We have, of course, a busy year planning ahead, so if you have any questions about family and consumer sciences related topics, again, give us a call at the extension office.
Okay, and to jump back to her first subject, the chocolate extravaganza is in about the middle of February, well, Valentine's Day.
It's on Valentine's Day.
And that is always a real big, well, it's a big event for us, for you, and so don't forget that. It's something that you'll really want to be involved in.
Yes, and we have that at the Chamber, and it's a good sponsorship for FCE, and we give half of the proceeds back to the community and nonprofits in the community. We haven't decided that just yet, but it's for a good cause.
Okay. Well, Mary, thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me.
Okay, folks, you'll notice I'm holding a calendar here at Powell & Meadows, and I'm going to talk about that here in just a second. But I wanted to recap a few things. Don't forget, January the 28th, the Rotary Cornhole Tournament. That's on a Saturday, and it's at the Smith County Ag Center, and registration begins at 9 a.m., and it's going to go till about 3 o'clock or something like that. They're going to have food, and it's going to be a good event at the Smith County Ag Center. February the 18th. And we're doing it a little early, but you can get set for this. Smith County Events Committee is doing a 50s Sweetheart Sock Hop from 5 to 8 p.m. at the Smith County Ag Center, and the tickets are on sale now. And of course, this is a fundraiser for the events that they do during the year. And it's a good group of folks, and they're going to have a lot of fun there. And so if you want to get involved in that, you just call us at the Chamber, 735-2093, and we can give you the information on that, who to contact and how to get the tickets. I wanted to do something a little special here. We've got these folks in the community. They've been Chamber members for decades, and they're in the community. And Philip and Chip, they do a wonderful job. It's Powell & Meadows Insurance Agency. And if you need insurance locally here, they're the people to go to. They can help you out, and they can be a real help to you. One of the things I wanted to tell you is go in and get an insurance quote. Also go in and get one of these calendars. They have a calendar that goes through the decades, and it's got pictures from some of the ball teams and some of the school photographs that they had back in the day. And so you can see some of the folks that you may have known. I looked through this and saw some folks that I remember, and folks that are still running around here today. And these are really interesting photographs. So if you like history and you want to look at it through the year, you can go and get one of these nice calendars from Powell & Meadows Insurance Company, and I'm sure they'd be happy to see you. So folks, we appreciate you watching the Smith County Chamber show for January. We hope that you had wonderful holidays, that you were very blessed throughout all of it, and we look forward to 2023 being an even better year than 22 was, and we hope that you'll keep watching us, and may God bless you.